Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Shahira, aka Afroglory. Don't forget to support my channel by hitting that subscribe button. If you're new here, thank you for joining me, and if you're back, welcome back. Thank you for rejoining me. So in today's video, I am going to be talking you guys through the brand new XX Revolution Xxtravaganza palette. Now this palette is phenomenal. A lot of you will have already seen this palette. This is the Explosion palette, and that looks like this on the inside. A lot of the influencers who've received this palette have already swatched it and created looks for you guys on their channels and on their Instagrams and stuff like that. So I'm not going to be talking about this palette today. What I am going to be talking about is this one. Now the difference between this palette and the other one is it is full of colour. As you can see, I have already swatched this palette. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen that I did a full swatch on my arm with all 66 shades. Yes, I managed to fit 66 swatches on one arm. You're a wizard, Harry. I know. So yeah, first let's talk about the packaging. It's absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, it's got this kind of like silver foil kind of packaging on the outside, and then right there in the middle it just says Xxtravaganza Shadow Palette. And on the back, as you can see, all of the shades have been numbered here, which kind of makes it easy when you're creating a look to kind of say I used shade 12, 45 and 65 to create this look. It makes it easier for people to kind of follow along and copy your looks. The smaller pans have 1 gram of product, and the pans in the middle, which are the large pans, those 6 pans have 3.5 grams of product. So I'm going to be swatching the full palette for you guys today. I'm not going to put all 66 on the back of my arm. What I'm going to do is swatch row by row and then do the middle row. That's the huge pans in the middle. Yeah, you get the gist. Just keep watching. So you don't get a mirror with this palette, which is fine because it is a huge palette. It's the kind of thing you want to just lay out on the table and kind of dip into as you need to. As you can see, the colour story in this is absolutely phenomenal. You've got your pinks on one side, you've got reds, oranges, limey greens, deeper greens, you've got your sea kind of blues, oceany blues down here, purple, and then you've also got 2 rows here so you can create nude looks. This palette offers so much variety because obviously you've got all the nudes that you need to create like a base if that's what you're going to do, and then the opportunity is infinite for pops of colour. If you prefer doing just really colourful looks, you've got all the colours you need. This is a rainbow of opportunity, guys. I am so excited about this palette. I have used it already to create a look. Make sure you follow me on Instagram if you want to see all these looks when they're dropping. Obviously I'm going to be creating loads more content with this palette. I love it. I love colour. I think it just speaks to me, you know? Now, when swatching eyeshadows, I'm always conscious that this isn't how you would use a product, because obviously rubbing something with your finger and then putting it on your eye is not how you would apply eyeshadow usually. So I am going to go in with a primer on the back of my hand just to give the shadow palette kind of honest pigmentation when I'm swatching it. So I'm going to be using this. This is the XX Hydra Quench primer. As you can see, it's a really interesting texture. If you watch my last YouTube video, I talk a little bit more about this product. I also use it in the look that I create. This is what it looks like on the back of my hand, and as you can see, it rubs out really nicely. I did notice it turns kind of like a white foamy kind of thing when you're rubbing it, but it does dry down completely clear, and I must say it is one of the tackiest primers I've ever used, which is amazing. You want a tacky primer when you're using a primer, just so that the product that you're using on top of it sticks and stays where you want it to stay. Just to show how tacky it is, I'm going to take the lid of the product and just stick it to the back of my hand, and you can see it is very tacky. Like, it takes a minute for this solid object to fall off of my arm. So yeah, I'm going to put some of this on the back of my hand, and then let's just get straight into swatching. Definitely a fan of that primer. Definitely a fan. So the first row is what I'm going to swatch first, and in this row we've got a shimmer here at the top and then a shimmer here, and then the rest of them are matte. This is what the first row looks like as swatches. As you can see, we've got a full gradient of pink here and a really beautiful shimmer there at the top. I am obsessed with these, the depth in these colours. The pigmentation is there, honey. It is there. I'm absolutely obsessed. The next row that we're going to be swatching is this red row here. So this has 2 shimmers in it. Again, this third shade is a shimmer here. And then we have this second to last shade here, which is a shimmer. The rest are matte. So this is what that looks like on the back of my hand as swatches. As you can see, they are super pigmented, just like the first row. I am obsessed with this shade here. I absolutely love that shade. It is gorgeous. And look at the depth of this red. I am super impressed with this palette. And this shimmer here is very subtle, but you can see it's got a kind of glow to it in comparison to the 2 mattes on either side of it. Yeah, I really love this palette so far, and look at that shade range, honey. The next row that I'm swatching is this third row here, which has kind of some salmon pinks / reds up here, and then some oranges down here. And the shimmers in this row are, the second shade here is a shimmer, and then the third from the bottom here is also a shimmer. This is what they look like on the back of my hand. I love these shades here. I think they're a really beautiful kind of transition shade for reds or pinks. I absolutely adore this shimmer, and I absolutely adore this shimmer here. These oranges are really, really beautiful as well. You're getting kind of like sienna, burnt, mustard kind of vibes from these, and even that is an eye look waiting to happen. I will say I did find these 2 shades particularly chalky in comparison to the ones that I have swatched already, but nothing that you can't work with. And I always find yellows and oranges and those kind of colours can be a bit chalkier because it's harder to get that pigmentation with those bright colours. But yes, these are the swatches, and I absolutely adore these top 4 colours. I mean, I'm sure you get the gist, but I'm still going to tell you. The next row that we're swatching is this row right here. So it's got some yellowy kind of colours at the top, and then it goes into kind of green shades. And the second colour is a shimmer, and then the third to bottom colour is a shimmer in this row. FYI, I'm swatching these in the order of like top to bottom on the back of my hand. So this is what those colours look like as swatches on the back of my hand. As you can see, the yellow, I mean, I feel like it's the same with all yellows. It's not quite there. It's quite a chalky colour. I think my camera's making it look more green than yellow. I can confirm on the back of my hand it is yellow, not lime green. I don't know what's going on with the colour in my camera at the moment, but it seems to be playing up. So yes, that is a yellow. I would say it's quite greeny, but it is very yellow. The second shade is kind of a gold shade rather than a yellow, I would say. And then these colours here are all kind of greens. Again, the shimmers did not come to play. I really love these shimmer shades and the depth of these greens. You can see the pigmentation is really, really there when it comes to these colours. Oh, we can kind of see the yellow at that angle if I hold my hand like that. Next, I am swatching this row here. We are halfway through the palette. It just feels like this palette is going on and on and on, which is what you want from a palette. But I feel like we shouldn't even be calling this an eyeshadow palette at this point. I feel like it should be called like an eyeshadow board, because it is huge. And also there's so many colours on here. You really can get inspiration from every single shade in here. So it's more like a mood board. So like an eyeshadow board. I think I'm onto something with that. Tag a brand, tell them, employ me, pay me, I'm here, I'm ready. So we will be swatching this row here now. And what's different about this row is it has more shimmers than mattes. So there are only 2 mattes in this, which are this one and this one. They are matte and the rest are shimmer. This is what those shades look like on the back of my hand. As I said, these 2 are mattes just here and the rest of them are shimmer. I am obsessed with this bottom shade. That is stunning. That shade at the bottom is one of those shades where it's the difference between like an eyeshadow look that's gone wrong being saved by a shimmer like that. That shimmer is stunning. I think it's probably my favourite shade that I've swatched so far. You can hold me to that. So yeah, those are the colours. As you can see, they're really beautiful. The shimmers in this palette, I mean, alone sell the whole palette for me. I would purchase this palette just based on the shimmers. I love the kind of different limey greens that we're getting from these shimmers here, and then the depth, again, the pigmentation is there, honey. I'm really impressed with this, like really impressed. The next row that we are swatching is this row here. So it's kind of these tealy blues and like deep blues here. This row has 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. The top 2 shades are shimmers, and then this shade here is also a shimmer. That's a lie. The top shade is a shimmer, and then these two shades here are also shimmer, and the other three are matte. This is what those shades look like on the back of my hand. As you can see, this is a stunning colour story. Absolutely stunning. I'm obsessed with these shades. That last shade is absolutely beautiful. It's like a really deep, rich royal teal. And the shade next to it, this one here, is like a gunmetal kind of silver. I really love that shade, but it's also obviously got hints of blue in it. And then as you can see, the other two shimmers, the top one here, really nice kind of bright shimmer, and then we've got this one, and then these two here, super pigmented, as you can see. So I did say at the beginning of this video that each pan only has 1 gram of product in, but based on the pigmentation from swatching so far, I would say that 1 gram actually is quite a lot of product based on how little you will be using per eye look. So I mean, yes, highly recommend. So far so good. Can't fault. I mean, there are some, we'll round up at the end. We'll round up at the end. So the next row that I'm going to be swatching is this row right here. So again, we have blues, but we've kind of got a different shade range of blue going on here. Before I show you the swatches of this row, I just want to show you up close this shade right here. It's a very, very different texture to any of the other like pans in this whole palette. It's kind of like a putty. It's more of a movable kind of texture, but that's the only one in the whole eyeshadow palette that has this texture. So let me show you what those swatches look like on the back of my hand. So in this row there are only 2 shimmers. So this one here, which is the second one down, and then this putty like texture, which is this one here, the third one from the bottom. This is what those look like on the back of my hand. As you can see, the putty like texture one is absolutely stunning. It's kind of like, it looks wet. It's like this blue crystal ocean vibe kind of colour. It definitely outshines the rest of the swatches on my hand right now. This one is literally stunning, but this one here is really nice as well. It's kind of like a really light lavender slash crystal colour, and then the top one I had really low hopes for because it looked very chalky at first, but actually it's kind of like this really nice bright fresh lavender colour. And then the other ones, you can see the pigmentation is really there. We're getting really nice royal blue shades. This bottom shade here is absolutely stunning as well. I'm loving this row, but this shade literally takes gold. Look at that. It's kind of got this iridescent. It's beautiful. I'm actually getting cramp in my hand from showing you guys swatches. Please like and share this video, because like the cramp is real. So the next row that we're going to be swatching is this row here. It's this purpley kind of row. I absolutely love purples. I don't know about you, but I am in love with purple, so I'm hoping this row does not disappoint. In this row we've got 3 shimmers. So this one here is a shimmer, then this one here is a shimmer, and the bottom one is a shimmer. The other ones are matte. Let's have a look at those. As you can see on the back of my hand, if you are a lover of purple, you will adore this row. Look at those colours. We've got everything from the kind of spring vibes of this really light kind of lavendery purple here. Then we've got some really beautiful silvery kind of deep lavender purples with the shimmers, and then we've got these wonderful mattes just here as well. I am obsessed with these colours. Absolutely love this shade range. I feel like so far out of all of them, like every row that I've swatched has been a colour story in itself. So you could literally create a singular pink, red, orange, blue, purple, you know, like look just with one row in this whole pan. But now we're on to the nudes, so I will be swatching this row here next. So as you can see, we have 2 neutral rows, which is perfect. I feel like every palette that has this many, well, there aren't many palettes like this. Let's just start that sentence again. I feel like a palette like this, which offers a range of colours and then also offers the neutrals and then slaps with the middle pans, I feel like it's literally the only palette you could ever need. I mean, I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. If someone said to me you can only keep one palette in your entire collection, I would probably keep this palette just because it has everything. Everything. Like, I personally don't think you need this palette and this palette. This is all you need, and it's the perfect, I know that a lot of companies are always like the perfect travel palette, but no, this is the perfect travel palette. You got your pops, you got your shimmers, you got your highlight in there, you got your nudes, you got everything you need, and it's thin. Look how thin it is. Let me just show you that against my iPhone. You could literally put that in the bottom of your suitcase and be on your holes. Look how thin it is. You could literally just throw it in the bottom of your suitcase and you've got everything you need for an entire holiday in one palette. And it's light. It's light. You ain't gonna have no issues paying for extra baggage, honey. It is light. So in this first row that I'm swatching, these are the shimmers, this one here and this one here. The rest of them are matte. This bottom shade here, I just want to point out, it felt really creamy. I don't know. These are the shades on the back of my hand. As you can see, they are neutral shades. I think these are on the lighter side for neutrals. They're great for kind of, this one here particularly, if you want to create like that white base, like I know a lot of people cut their crease and then keep it white. That is the perfect shade for that. Then we've got some really nice kind of transition shades. Why the police want to do me like that? Always driving past my window when I'm trying to make videos. Okay, so we've got some really nice kind of warm neutral shades here, which are perfect for people who are trying to create that kind of transition shade, who are a similar skin tone to me. I would use those as transition shades right there. Then you've got these beautiful shimmers right here, and then this shade at the bottom that I said was quite creamy. I really like how it's brown, but it's not. It's kind of a colour, but it's not. It's definitely neutral. So yeah, I feel like this is a good range of nudes, neutrals. I hate saying nude because like nude is skin and like this isn't skin. This isn't a representation of everyone's skin, so neutral. And that's the T. Last but by no means least, I am swatching this row right here. And in this row we have two shimmers. We have these two here, absolutely stunning, and then the rest of them are matte. As you can see from the back of my hand, based on the previous swatches, these neutral shades are much deeper than the last ones. All of them, I think these are really stunning neutral shades, I'm not gonna lie. This is a great colour story happening right here. These two shimmers are absolutely stunning. This one here in particular I love. You could literally just use a wash of this colour and then this one on your lid, and that is an eye look waiting to happen. And look at the chocolatey depth of this brown right here. I am obsessed with these neutrals. They're so lovely. That is the whole pan minus the middle row, so I'm going to do the middle row next. Brace yourself, because this black is the deepest, most pigmented black I have ever seen in a shadow palette. No word of a lie. So yeah, I'm going to swatch the middle row now, and then we'll just round up with my thoughts about the formulas and what I think. Okay, so I have swatched these now from this one all the way down to this one, and this is what they look like on the back of my hand. Look at that black. If you've been in the makeup game for a while, you know how hard it is to find a black. That is such a good, deep, pigmented black. This silver here is absolutely stunning. I mean, you could literally take off from this planet with that shade. It is stunning. I can see how they've kind of created something here that could be used as highlighters if you did not have your highlighter with you and you wanted to use the full palette to do like highlight, I guess. I personally don't think I could use, I mean this one is obviously what would be used for the deeper skin tone. I think it's a bit too yellow for my skin tone, it's a bit too gold, but I can see fairer skin tones using these two as highlights. And then we have this absolutely stunning golden brown shade here at the bottom. I could use that as a highlight, I could use that as an eyeshadow. When I tell you this middle row gives me life, out of the whole palette, if I just had to choose one section, it would be that middle row, because these shades are stunning. Look at them. How could you not? How could you not fall in love with them? Chef's kiss. So my final thoughts on this palette, I'm going to go with 9 out of 10, just because there are a few shades in here that I think are a little bit too chalky or don't quite look how I would want them to look swatched. But again, swatching is not the same as using it as an eyeshadow. I think the yellow shade is a little bit chalky. Don't know why my camera wants to play me like this. It's not lime green, it is yellow. Literally, that shade there is yellow. There, you can see, it's yellow, okay? Yeah, but apart from that, I think I think I love this palette. It is really, really something. You guys have seen, like, it's very thin, it's very travel friendly, it's not heavy because there's no mirror in it. I don't know what to say. You guys saw the swatches. Tell me what you think. You tell me in the comment section what you think of this palette. Is this something that you would buy? And if it is, why? If it isn't, why? Because why? Really, why? I feel very lucky to have this. So yeah, there are 2 of them. Let me know if you guys want me to swatch this one. I mean, it has been swatched by a lot of people on a lot of other channels, but I do quite in-depth swatches. I talk about formulas and stuff. Let me know if you want to see a full swatch of this one, and I'll do it for you. Shout out to Mona for suggesting this video. I love it when you guys tell me in my comment section what you want to see next. So yeah, please feel free to let me know what you want to see. I do have a lot more XX products, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you will have missed the original swatches that I did. I swatched everything that I own from XX on my Instagram originally. So yeah, make sure you'll keep an eye out on my Instagram. I have many looks already posted with XX products involved. Just check the captions and you can see what products I'm using. Make sure you check out my last video as well, because I do a full face of XX Revolution. That foundation needs an award immediately. The Glow foundation is amazing. Yeah, so thank you guys for joining me for another video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that wonderful, wonderful stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.